Question 1. During a comprehensive review of a process that needs improvement, a publishing company discovers that one of its editors has used portions of another author's copyrighted novel in a newly published book. The publisher argues that the inclusion of the content falls under transformative use because the editor added commentary and analysis. The author of the original novel sues for copyright infringement under U.S. copyright law. Which of the following factors is most likely to determine whether the use is indeed transformative and falls under fair use? A. The percentage of the original work that was copied regardless of how it was used. B. Whether the new work has significantly altered the original in a way that provides new meaning or value. C. The level of commercial success the new work has achieved. D. Whether the editor received permission from the original author before using the content. Answer: B. Whether the new work has significantly altered the original in a way that provides new meaning or value. Explanation: under the U.S. Copyright Act, fair use is analyzed using 4 key factors: purpose and character of the use. The court examines whether the use is transformative, meaning it adds new meaning, expression, or purpose to the original work. Simple reproduction is not enough. The Supreme Court in Campbell v. Cufrose Music, Inc. 1994 emphasized that adding commentary or critique could make use transformative. Nature of the copyrighted work. The original work is highly creative rather than factual. Fair use is harder to prove. Amount and substantiality of the portion used. Simply measuring the percentage of text copied is insufficient. Factor is incorrect. Courts focus on whether the heart of the work was taken effect on the market. If the new work harms the original's marketability, fair use is less likely. Thus, the most critical factor here is transformative use. B. Not access. C. Or obtaining permission. D. Since fair use does not require permission. Question 2. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges exist, a tech company develops an AI model that generates paintings in the style of famous artists. A dispute arises when the heirs of a deceased painter claim that AI-generated works infringe on their ancestors' copyrighted style. Given current copyright law, what is the strongest defense the tech company could use? A. Copyright law does not protect an artist's general style or method of painting. B. AI-generated works cannot infringe copyright because AI is not human author. C. The paintings are in the public domain because they resemble works of deceased artists. D. The AI-generated paintings qualify as fair use since they do not directly copy any specific painting. Answer: A. Copyright law does not protect an artist's general style or method of painting. Explanation: under copyright law, only specific expressions are protected, not ideas, techniques, or artistic styles. Courts have repeatedly ruled that the Copyright Act of 1976 protects original works of authorship fixed in tangible medium of expression. However, artistic style is considered an unprotectable idea under Feist Public, Inc. v. Rural Telephone Service Company, 1991. Copyright law distinguishes between idea and expression. Painting specific colors, brushstrokes, or composition may be copyrighted, but not an overall artistic approach. AI-generated works raise additional concerns because copyright typically requires human authorship, as reaffirmed in Thaler v. Perlmutter, 2023, where U.S. court ruled that AI-generated works cannot be copyrighted. However, this does not inherently mean AI works cannot infringe existing copyrights. Option B is incorrect because AI can still generate infringing works if it directly copies copyrighted material. Option C is incorrect because even if an artist has passed away, some of their works may still be under copyright protection. Option D is incorrect because fair use requires more analysis than just avoiding exact replication. Question 3. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a university library decides to digitize and provide online access to out-of-print books for research purposes. A publisher argues that this violates copyright law, even though the books are no longer commercially available. Which legal principle would most likely determine whether the library's action is lawful? A. The first sale doctrine, which allows libraries to distribute copies as they wish. B. The fair use doctrine, which may permit limited copying for educational and research purposes. C. The compulsory licensing rule, which requires paying a fee for any reproduction. D. The public domain rule, which states that works out of print are no longer protected. Answer: B. The fair use doctrine, which may permit limited copying for educational and research purposes. Explanation: the first sale doctrine A allows the owner of a legally acquired copy to resell or lend it, but it does not permit making and distributing additional copies. The compulsory licensing rule C applies mainly to music and does not generally cover literary works. The public domain rule D does not automatically apply. Out-of-print books. Copyright protection continues for set duration, regardless of availability. Instead, this case hinges on fair use B, which is commonly used in educational settings. Under 17 U.S.C. SS 107, courts assess purpose of use. Non-profit educational uses weigh in favor of fair use. Nature of the work. If the book is factual rather than highly creative, fair use is more likely. Amount used. Entire digitization weakens the fair use claim, but access restrictions e.g. library only may help. Market impact. If no market exists for purchasing the book, fair use is stronger. The landmark. Authors Guild v. Google 2015 ruled that Google's book digitization project constituted fair use because it did not harm the original market and provided significant public benefits. Similarly, the HathiTrust Digital Library case 2014 supported controlled digital access for research. Thus, the library's best argument is fair use, but full reproduction without limits could still pose legal risks. Question 4. During a critical transition period where existing processes are being re-evaluated for legal compliance, a company that distributes digital content worldwide seeks to implement a new licensing model for its copyrighted materials. The company intends to introduce a dynamic pricing structure for digital downloads, which would automatically adjust based on market demand and user location. However, this system concerns about potential conflicts with international copyright treaties, particularly the Berne Convention and the TRIPS Agreement. Additionally, some jurisdictions impose restrictions on differential pricing models due to concerns over regional discrimination and fair access. Given these factors, how should the company structure its new licensing model to remain compliant with international copyright laws? A. The company should ensure that its licensing model respects national treatment provisions under the Berne Convention and does not impose restrictions inconsistent with TRIPS. B. The company should adopt a uniform global pricing strategy to avoid violating any regional copyright laws. C. The company can implement a flexible licensing structure but must rely on end-user licensing agreements (EULAs) to override any potential internet conflicts. D. The company should restrict its distribution to jurisdictions with the least restrictive copyright laws to minimize compliance risks. Answer A. The company should ensure that its licensing model respects national treatment provisions under the Berne Convention and does not impose restrictions inconsistent with TRIPS. Explanation: under the Berne Convention, the principle of national treatment requires that foreign copyright holders receive the same protections as domestic rights holders. Additionally, TRIPS, trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights agreement, sets minimum standards copyright protection across member states. The company's dynamic pricing model must ensure that it does not infringe upon exclusive distribution rights while still respecting regional copyright frameworks. Option A is correct because it aligns with international obligations while allowing the company to adjust its licensing terms as long as it remains compliant with each jurisdiction's copyright laws. Option B is incorrect because uniform global pricing model is not required under copyright law. Different markets may have distinct licensing approaches. Option C is incorrect because EULAs alone cannot override international copyright treaties or local copyright statutes. Option D is incorrect because limiting distribution only to certain jurisdictions would be an extreme and impractical approach that could result in loss of market share and revenue opportunities. Question 5. When dealing with a complex system that shows occasional copyright disputes, a major software developer faces challenges in enforcing its copyright over an artificial intelligence (AI) model trained on publicly available content. The AI generates derivative works that resemble copyrighted texts, images, and audio from various creators. Some artists argue that the AI outputs infringe on their exclusive rights, while the company insists that the use of publicly available data falls under fair use principles. Given current copyright law, what is the most legally sound approach the company should take to mitigate risks and comply with copyright standards? A. The company should secure explicit licenses from content creators whose works were used in training the AI model. B. The company should rely on the fair use doctrine as AI-generated outputs are sufficiently transformative. C. The company should avoid using copyrighted material in AI training even if it is publicly accessible to eliminate infringement risks. D. The company should focus on classifying AI outputs as pub, the main works to prevent legal claims. Answer A. The company should secure explicit licenses from content creators whose works were used in training the AI model. Explanation. The issue of copyright and AI remains a developing legal field, but current copyright laws suggest that using copyrighted material in AI training without a license can constitute infringement. Under US copyright law, the exclusive rights of copyright holders 17 U.S.C. SS include reproduction and derivative works, which AI-generated content may implicate. Option A is correct because obtaining explicit licenses provides legal protection and reduces litigation risks. Courts have not definitively ruled that AI-generated works qualify as fair use, so relying solely on fair use, option B, is risky. Option C is impractical, as AI models often require vast datasets and fair use arguments may still apply in some cases. Option D is incorrect because AI-generated works are not automatically public domain. Copyright eligibility depends on human authorship, which AI lacks under current legal interpretations. Question 6. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges arise from digital copyright enforcement, a multinational corporation operating a video-sharing platform faces difficulties managing copyright claims. The platform has a notice and takedown system under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act (DMCA), but an increasing number of false claims and automated takedown requests are harming legitimate creators. Some claimants abuse the system, silence competitors, while others submit mass copyright claims against public domain works. What is the best approach for the company to improve its copyright enforcement system while remaining compliant with the DMCA? A. Implement a strict takedown policy that removes content as soon as any copyright claim is submitted. B. Introduce an appeal process that allows users to challenge copyright claims before content is removed. C. Shift to a manual review system for all copyright claims, ensuring that only legitimate takedown requests proceed. D. Disable automated copyright detection to prevent misuse of the system. Answer. B. Introduce an appeal process that allows users to challenge copyright claims before content is removed. Explanation. The DMCA's Notice and Takedown Process 17 U.S.C. SS is a crucial mechanism for copyright enforcement but has also led to widespread abuse. Option B is correct because implementing structured appeals process aligns with both copyright law and fair use considerations. Under the DSCA, service providers must act expeditiously to remove infringing content, but users also have rights to contest improper claims through counter notifications. Option A is incorrect because an immediate takedown policy without review could lead to over-removal of lawful content, including fair use materials. Option C is impractical as manual review of all claims would be time-consuming and costly. Option D is incorrect because removing automated copyright detection would lead to significant increase in infringement cases and legal liability for the company. Question 7. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a university decides to expand its online library to include digitized versions of academic textbooks and research materials. Faculty members argue that providing unrestricted access to students supports education, while publishers claim this violates their exclusive distribution rights. The university relies on the fair use doctrine and library exceptions of copyright law. What is the most legally defensible approach for the university to follow? A. Restrict digital access to enrolled students through password-protected university portals. B. Allow unrestricted access to the general public since the material is used for educational purposes. C. Digitize only books that are out of print, ensuring that no currently sold material is made available. D. Apply for compulsory licenses under copyright law to distribute digital copies freely. Answer A. Restrict digital access to enrolled students through password-protected university portals. Explanation. The Fair Use Doctrine 17 U.S.C. SS and Library Archive exemptions 17 U.S.C. SS provide some allowances for educational institutions, but unrestricted public access is not automatically permitted. Option A is correct because limiting digital access to enrolled students falls under fair use principles and aligns with university policies under academic copyright exceptions. Option B is incorrect because educational use alone does not guarantee fair use. Courts weigh factors such as the effect on the market. Option C is overly restrictive. Fair use applies to more than just out-of-print books. Option D is incorrect because compulsory licenses generally do not apply to digital textbook distribution. Question 8. During a critical transition period where existing policies are being restructured to enhance data security, a global technology company faces challenges in ensuring compliance with international privacy laws. The company operates cloud storage services across multiple jurisdictions, including the European Union GDPR, the United States EPA, and China's Personal Information Protection Law, PEPL. Complexity of handling cross-border data transfers. What is the most legally sound approach the company should take to comply with these regulations while maintaining operational efficiency? A. Adopt one-size-fits-all data protection policy that meets the strictest regulation among all jurisdictions. B. Develop region-specific data handling protocols that comply with each jurisdiction's laws. C. Store all user data in the country where it was collected to avoid cross-border compliance issues. D. Rely on user consent alone as the primary legal basis for processing personal data. Answer. B. Develop region-specific data handling protocols that comply with each jurisdiction's laws. Explanation. The General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR), California Consumer Privacy Act (CPA), and China's Personal Information Protection Law (PEPL) all have unique requirements for handling personal data, making uniform global policy impractical. Option B is correct because companies must adopt region-specific compliance strategies, ensuring that local laws are met while maintaining efficiency. Option is incorrect because one-size-fits-all approach may overcomply in some jurisdictions while still falling short in others. Option C is incorrect because data localization can hinder operational efficiency and increase costs. Some laws, DDR, allow cross-border data transfers with proper safeguards. Option D is incorrect because while user consent is important, regulations DDR require additional legal bases such as contractual necessity and legitimate interest. Question 9. When dealing with a complex system that involves regulatory oversight, a multinational pharmaceutical company seeks approval for a new drug in multiple markets, including the US, EU, and Japan. However, each region has different clinical trial requirements, safety standards, and approval timelines. Given these challenges, what is the best strategy to streamline the approval process while ensuring full compliance with the jurisdiction's regulations? A. Apply for approval in the jurisdiction with the fastest review process first and then use that approval to influence other regulatory bodies. B. Conduct parallel clinical trials tailored to each region's regulatory requirements and submit applications simultaneously. C. Seek approval only in the most profitable markets and expand later to other jurisdictions. D. Rely on third-party research from academic institutions to support regulatory submissions globally. Answer. B. Conduct parallel clinical trials tailored to each region's regulatory requirements and submit applications simultaneously. Explanation. Regulatory frameworks like the FDA US, TAU, and PDA Japan have distinct approval processes, meaning that one-size-fits-all approach is ineffective. Option B is correct because conducting parallel region-specific trials ensures compliance with each jurisdiction's specific requirements, reducing delays. Option is incorrect because regulatory bodies do not automatically accept approvals from other jurisdictions, e.g., the FDA does not rely on EMA approvals. Option C is incorrect because delaying approval in certain jurisdictions can lead to market access delays and lost revenue. Option D is incorrect because while third-party research is valuable, regulatory agencies require company-sponsored clinical trials for approvals. Question 10. During a critical transition period where global supply chain disruptions impact operations, a leading automobile manufacturer must redesign its procurement strategy to mitigate risks. The company faces challenges related to semiconductor shortages, raw material price fluctuations, and trade restrictions between key suppliers. What is the most effective approach to enhance supply chain resilience while ensuring regulatory compliance? A. Diversify suppliers across multiple regions to reduce dependency on any single source. B. Stockpile large amounts of critical raw materials to prevent shortages. C. Shift all production to the most stable region to minimize trade disruptions. D. Rely on just-in-time manufacturing principles to keep inventory costs low. Answer A. Diversify suppliers across multiple regions to reduce dependency on any single source. Explanation. Supply chain resilience requires a proactive strategy that minimizes geopolitical, economic, and environmental risks. Option is correct because supplier diversification reduces dependency on one region or supplier, ensuring continuity despite global disruptions. Option B is incorrect because excessive stockpiling increases holding costs and may lead to waste. Option C is incorrect because moving all production to one location exposes the company to localized risks. Option D is incorrect because just-in-time manufacturing is highly vulnerable to unexpected supply chain disruptions. Question 11. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a financial institution seeks to adopt AI-driven fraud detection systems. However, regulators express concerns about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and transparency. What is the best strategy for the bank to deploy AI-based fraud detection while ensuring regulatory compliance? A. Implement AI models that prioritize explainability and allow human oversight. B. Use only historical fraud data without considering real-time transactions. C. Rely solely on AI decisions without human intervention to maximize efficiency. D. Limit AI fraud detection to high-value transactions only. Answer A. Implement AI models that prioritize explainability and allow human oversight. Explanation. Regulatory compliance in AI-driven financial services requires transparency, fairness, and oversight. Option is correct because explainable AI ensures auditability and regulatory transparency while allowing human intervention to correct biases. Option B is incorrect because historical data alone does not capture evolving fraud patterns. Option C is incorrect because regulators require human accountability in AI decisions. Option D is incorrect because fraud occurs at all transaction levels, not just high-value transactions. Question 12. During a period of heightened cybersecurity threats, a multinational corporation with extensive customer data must update its security policies. The company faces risks including data breaches, phishing attacks, and ransomware. What is the best approach to enhance security while ensuring compliance with global cybersecurity regulations? A. Implement a zero-trust security framework that verifies every user and device. B. Encrypt only sensitive financial transactions to reduce processing costs. C. Rely solely on firewall protection without additional monitoring. D. Avoid storing customer data altogether to eliminate security risks. Answer A. Implement a zero-trust security framework that verifies every user and device. Explanation. Zero-trust security requires continuous verification, ensuring that users and devices are authenticated before accessing data. Option A is correct because it aligns with NIST GDPR EPA's cybersecurity guidelines. Option B is incorrect because encryption should be applied to all sensitive data, not just financial transactions. Option C is incorrect because firewalls alone are insufficient against modern threats. Option D is incorrect because customer data storage is necessary for business operations and proper security measures mitigate risks. Question 13. During a critical transition period where global trade policies are shifting, an international shipping company faces challenges related to increased tariffs, customs delays, and new regulatory requirements across multiple regions. The company must adjust its logistics and compliance strategy while maintaining profitability. What is the best approach to navigate these changes effectively? A. Develop region-specific compliance teams to handle regulations in each country of operation. B. Rely on past trade agreements and assume minimal enforcement of new regulations. C. Shift all operations to the region with the least restrictive trade policies. D. Increase shipping fees to offset regulatory costs without modifying the supply chain. Answer A. Develop region-specific compliance teams to handle regulations in each country of operation. Explanation. When trade policies shift, compliance with new regulations is critical to avoid penalties and operational delays. Option is correct because region-specific compliance teams help ensure that shipping operations adhere to local trade laws, customs procedures, and tariff structures. Option B is incorrect because assuming minimal enforcement is risky as governments actively monitor trade regulations. Option C is incorrect because moving operations entirely may not be feasible or cost-effective. Option D is incorrect because increasing shipping fees without addressing the regulatory challenges could lead to lost customers. Question 14. As organizations expand digital transformation efforts, cybersecurity threats become more complex. A multinational financial services firm wants to implement AI-driven fraud detection but faces concerns over data privacy, algorithmic bias, and regulatory scrutiny. What is the best strategy for deploying AI fraud detection while maintaining compliance? A. Design AI models that prioritize explainability and allow human oversight. B. Use only past fraud data and exclude real-time monitoring for simplicity. C. Automate all fraud decisions without human intervention to maximize efficiency. D. Apply AI detection only to high-value transactions to reduce regulatory concerns. Answer A. Design AI models that prioritize explainability and allow human oversight. Explanation. Regulatory bodies such as DDOE and financial regulators require AI systems to be transparent and auditable. Option is correct because it ensures explainability and human oversight, reducing the risk of bias while maintaining regulatory compliance. Option B is incorrect because real-time monitoring is essential to detect evolving fraud tactics. Option C is incorrect because regulators require human accountability in AI decisions. Option D is incorrect because fraud can occur at all transaction levels, not just high-value ones. Question 15. When integrating AI into highly regulated industries, a healthcare provider plans to use machine learning for patient diagnostics. However, concerns arise regarding ethical AI use, data privacy, HIPAA compliance, and potential biases in the model. What is the most effective approach to implementing AI-driven diagnostics responsibly? A. Establish an ethics board to review AI decision-making and ensure compliance. B. Collect patient data without explicit consent to enhance model accuracy. C. Deploy AI without human review to avoid subjective biases. D. Limit AI diagnostics to non-critical conditions only. Answer A. Establish an ethics board to review AI decision-making and ensure compliance. Explanation. Ethical AI use in healthcare requires regulatory compliance, transparency, and fairness. Option is correct because an ethics board ensures AI-driven decisions align with patient rights, HIPAA, and medical ethics. Option B is incorrect because patient consent is legally required under HIPAA. Option C is incorrect because human oversight is necessary to prevent AI-related medical errors. Option D is incorrect because AI can assist in both critical and non-critical conditions when used responsibly. Question 16. During a critical transition period where sustainability regulations are evolving, a multinational retail corporation must adjust its supply chain to meet stricter environmental standards. The company faces pressure from stakeholders, regulators, and consumers. What is the most strategic approach to achieving sustainability goals while maintaining operational efficiency? A. Implement a sustainable procurement strategy that prioritizes eco-friendly suppliers. B. Ignore regulatory changes until penalties are enforced. C. Shift all production to regions with the least restrictive environmental laws. D. Focus only on reducing packaging waste while maintaining current production processes. Answer A. Implement a sustainable procurement strategy that prioritizes eco-friendly suppliers. Explanation. Regulatory bodies and consumers increasingly demand sustainable practices. Option is correct because sustainable procurement ensures compliance with evolving regulations while maintaining supply chain efficiency. Option B is incorrect because proactive compliance prevents fines and reputational damage. Option C is incorrect because relocating production does not guarantee long-term compliance. Option D is incorrect because sustainability requires a holistic approach beyond just packaging waste. Question 17. As financial markets adopt blockchain technology, regulatory uncertainty remains a significant challenge. A fintech company wants to launch a blockchain-based payment system but must comply with global financial regulations. What is the most effective compliance strategy? A. Engage with regulators early to ensure the system meets legal requirements. B. Operate without formal regulation and address compliance issues later. C. Implement blockchain without know your customer, KIC, protocols for user privacy. D. Avoid blockchain entirely to eliminate regulatory concerns. Answer A. Engage with regulators early to ensure the system meets legal requirements. Explanation. Regulatory engagement ensures compliance with anti-money laundering and financial regulations. Option is correct because early collaboration prevents legal roadblocks and builds trust with regulators. Option B is incorrect because ignoring regulations can lead to legal penalties. Option C is incorrect because KIC is mandatory for financial transactions. Option D is incorrect because blockchain offers numerous financial advantages when regulated properly. Question 18. When implementing cybersecurity frameworks in critical infrastructure, a national energy provider must protect against ransomware attacks, insider threats, and regulatory non-compliance. What is the best approach to strengthen cybersecurity resilience? A. Implement A zero trust architecture with continuous monitoring. B. Rely solely on antivirus software for protection. C. Avoid cybersecurity investments to reduce costs. D. Store sensitive infrastructure data without encryption. Answer A. Implement a zero trust architecture with continuous monitoring. Explanation. Zero trust security ensures that every user and device is authenticated before accessing critical systems. Option A is correct because it aligns with national cybersecurity standards. Option B is incorrect because antivirus software alone is insufficient. Option C is incorrect because cybersecurity investments prevent catastrophic losses. Option D is incorrect because data encryption is essential to prevent breaches. Question 19. When adapting to post-pandemic workplace changes, a global corporation must balance remote work flexibility with cybersecurity risks and regulatory compliance. What is the best approach to achieve this balance? A. Implement a hybrid work model with strong cybersecurity policies. B. Mandate full office attendance to minimize cybersecurity threats. C. Prohibit employees from accessing company data remotely. D. Allow unrestricted remote access without security measures. Answer A. Implement a hybrid work model with strong cybersecurity policies. Explanation. Hybrid work ensures flexibility while maintaining cybersecurity protections. Option is correct because it incorporates multi-factor authentication, IMA, VPNs, and endpoint security. Option B is incorrect because many employees prefer hybrid models for productivity. Option C is incorrect because remote work is now standard in global business. Option D is incorrect because unrestricted access increases data breach risks. Question 20. During a critical transition period where financial markets are adjusting to new regulations, a multinational investment firm must comply with stricter reporting requirements and risk assessment protocols. What is the most strategic approach to ensure compliance while maintaining profitability? A. Invest in automated compliance monitoring tools and regulatory reporting systems. B. Delay compliance efforts until regulatory agencies issue penalties. C. Reduce transparency in financial reporting to protect proprietary strategies. D. Focus only on compliance in the firm's primary market and ignore international regulations. Answer A. Invest in automated compliance monitoring tools and regulatory reporting systems. Explanation. Regulatory bodies require real-time compliance monitoring to prevent financial misconduct. Option is correct because automated tools reduce human error and streamline compliance with evolving regulations. Option B is incorrect because proactive compliance prevents legal risks. Option C is incorrect because lack of transparency can lead to legal actions and reputational damage. Option D is incorrect because global firms must comply with regulations in all markets they operate in. Question 21. As artificial intelligence becomes integral to business decision-making, an international retail corporation faces challenges related to algorithmic bias, consumer data privacy, and ethical concerns. What is the most effective approach to ensuring responsible AI implementation? A. Conduct frequent bias audits and implement explainable AI models. B. Allow AI models to function without oversight to maximize efficiency. C. Use consumer data without explicit consent to improve algorithm accuracy. D. Disregard ethical concerns since AI decisions are purely data-driven. Answer A. Conduct frequent bias audits and implement explainable AI models. Explanation. AI systems must be transparent, unbiased, and compliant with data protection laws such as GDPR EPA. Option is correct because bias audits help detect discriminatory patterns and explainable AI ensures accountability. Option B is incorrect because AI must be monitored for fairness and compliance. Option C is incorrect because using consumer data without consent violates privacy laws. Option D is incorrect because AI decisions can unintentionally reflect biases present in training data. Question 22. When integrating cybersecurity measures into cloud-based operations, a technology firm faces increasing threats from data breaches, insider risks, and compliance failures. What is the best strategy to secure cloud infrastructure? A. Implement a zero-trust security model with strong access controls. B. Rely solely on cloud service providers for security. C. Avoid cybersecurity investments to cut costs. D. Allow employees unrestricted access to all cloud data. Answer A. Implement a zero-trust security model with strong access controls. Explanation. Zero Trust security ensures that only authorized users and devices can access critical data. Option is correct because it incorporates multi-factor authentication, MFA, continuous monitoring, and least privilege access controls. Option B is incorrect because organizations must take additional security measures beyond what cloud providers offer. Option C is incorrect because lack of investment increases security vulnerabilities. Option D is incorrect because unrestricted access leads to higher risks of data breaches. Question 23. As businesses adapt to evolving climate regulations, a global manufacturing company must reduce carbon emissions while maintaining operational efficiency. What is the most effective approach to achieving sustainability goals? A. Invest in renewable energy sources and optimize supply chain sustainability. B. Ignore emissions regulations and continue traditional manufacturing processes. C. Relocate operations to regions with less strict environmental laws. D. Focus only on recycling programs without addressing energy consumption. Answer A. Invest in renewable energy sources and optimize supply chain sustainability. Explanation: sustainability regulations require businesses to reduce their carbon footprint. Option is correct because investing in renewable energy and sustainable supply chains ensures long-term compliance and cost savings. Option B is incorrect because ignoring regulations results in fines and reputational damage. Option C is incorrect because relocating does not address the company's overall environmental impact. Option D is incorrect because sustainability requires comprehensive strategy beyond recycling. Question 24. As financial institutions increase reliance on blockchain for secure transactions, regulatory concerns around fraud, identity verification, and compliance remain high. What is the most strategic approach to ensuring blockchain adoption aligns with global financial regulations? A. Implement Know Your Customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering (AML) protocols. B. Operate blockchain-based transactions without regulatory oversight. C. Remove identity verification requirements to increase user anonymity. D. Use blockchain only for internal transactions to avoid compliance risks. Answer A. Implement Know Your Customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering (AML) protocols. Explanation: financial regulators require KYC and AML measures to prevent fraud. Option is correct because it ensures compliance while maintaining blockchain security benefits. Option B is incorrect because lack of oversight can lead to regulatory shutdowns. Option C is incorrect because identity verification is crucial for preventing illicit activities. Option D is incorrect because limiting blockchain use may hinder innovation and competitiveness. Question 25. When organizations face global supply chain disruptions due to geopolitical tensions, a multinational logistics company must develop a resilient strategy. What is the best approach to mitigate risks and ensure business continuity? A. Diversify suppliers across multiple regions to reduce dependency risks. B. Continue relying on a single supplier for cost efficiency. C. Ignore geopolitical factors and focus solely on short-term logistics costs. D. Halt operations during disruptions instead of adapting to new conditions. Answer A. Diversify suppliers across multiple regions to reduce dependency risks. Explanation: supply chain resilience requires diversification to minimize risks from geopolitical instability. Option is correct because having multiple suppliers ensures business continuity during disruptions. Option B is incorrect because over-reliance on one supplier increases vulnerability. Option C is incorrect because ignoring geopolitical factors leads to long-term instability. Option D is incorrect because businesses must adapt rather than halt operations. Question 26. As remote work becomes a permanent model, a multinational corporation must address cybersecurity risks associated with remote access to corporate data. What is the most effective strategy to secure remote work environments? A. Require virtual private network (VPN) usage and enforce endpoint security protocols. B. Allow employees to access company data from any device without restrictions. C. Depend solely on cloud service providers for security. D. Avoid investing in cybersecurity solutions to reduce costs. Answer A. Require virtual private network (VPN) usage and enforce endpoint security protocols. Explanation: securing remote work requires strong access controls and encrypted connections. Option is correct because VPNs protect data transmission and endpoint security prevents unauthorized access. Option B is incorrect because unrestricted access increases cybersecurity risks. Option C is incorrect because organizations must enforce additional security policies. Option D is incorrect because cutting cybersecurity costs increases breach risks. Question 27. As artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning (ML) technologies become more widespread in healthcare, a leading medical research institution must ensure that its AI-driven diagnostic tools align with ethical guidelines and regulatory standards. What is the most effective strategy to balance AI innovation and ethical responsibility? A. Establish a multidisciplinary ethics committee to review AI algorithms before deployment. B. Deploy AI models without external review to accelerate implementation. C. Ignore patient data privacy concerns since AI operates on anonymized datasets. D. Allow AI to make autonomous medical decisions without human oversight. Answer A. Establish a multidisciplinary ethics committee to review AI algorithms before deployment. Explanation: AI in healthcare must be ethically sound and comply with privacy regulations such as HIPAA and EDR. Option A is correct because an ethics committee ensures AI models are fair, unbiased, and aligned with patient rights. Option B is incorrect because bypassing review processes increases risks of ethical violations and bias. Option C is incorrect because even anonymized data can be re-identified if not properly managed. Option D is incorrect because AI should assist, not replace human medical professionals in critical decision-making. Question 28. Given the increasing threats of cyber attacks on financial institutions, a multinational bank must enhance its cybersecurity framework to prevent breaches and protect customer data. What is the most effective strategy to strengthen cybersecurity resilience? A. Implement real-time threat detection, multi-factor authentication, MFA, and encryption protocols. B. Rely only on traditional firewalls and antivirus software for security. C. Store sensitive customer information without encryption for easy access. D. Avoid cybersecurity investments due to high costs. Answer A. Implement real-time threat detection, multi-factor authentication (MFA), and encryption protocols. Explanation: financial institutions face constant cyber threats such as phishing, ransomware, and data breaches. Option is correct because a multi-layered security approach, real-time threat detection (MFA), and encryption significantly reduces vulnerabilities. Option B is incorrect because modern cyber threats require advanced security measures beyond basic firewalls. Option C is incorrect because unencrypted customer data is highly vulnerable to breaches. Option D is incorrect because cost-cutting on cybersecurity increases long-term risks and financial losses from breaches. Question 29. During a period of economic uncertainty, a Fortune 500 company must develop a strategy to maintain financial stability while continuing investments in innovation. What is the best approach to achieving long-term growth while managing financial risks? A. Diversify revenue streams, optimize operational efficiency, and maintain strategic investments. B. Cut all innovation budgets and focus solely on cost reduction. C. Take on excessive debt to fund new projects without financial risk analysis. D. Avoid making any changes to the existing business strategy, assuming stability will return. Answer A. Diversify revenue streams, optimize operational efficiency, and maintain strategic investments. Explanation: economic uncertainty requires a balanced approach to financial stability and innovation. Option is correct because diversification, efficiency improvements, and strategic investments ensure resilience while fostering long-term growth. Option B is incorrect because eliminating innovation budgets may weaken competitiveness. Option C is incorrect because taking on excessive debt without risk analysis increases financial instability. Option D is incorrect because businesses must adapt to changing economic conditions to remain competitive. Question 30. As climate change policies become stricter worldwide, and global energy corporation must transition towards sustainable energy sources while maintaining profitability, what is the most effective strategy to balance environmental responsibility and business success? A. Invest in renewable energy technologies and adopt carbon-neutral strategies. B. Continue relying on fossil fuels without adopting sustainability initiatives. C. Reduce transparency about environmental impact to avoid public scrutiny. D. Relocate operations to regions with weaker environmental regulations. Answer A. Invest in renewable energy technologies and adopt carbon-neutral strategies. Explanation: companies must align with sustainability goals to comply with regulations and meet consumer expectations. Option is correct because renewable energy investments in carbon-neutral strategies reduce long-term costs and environmental impact. Option B is incorrect because ignoring sustainability leads to legal risks and reputational damage. Option C is incorrect because lack of transparency can result in regulatory penalties and loss of consumer trust. Option D is incorrect because relocating to avoid regulations does not address long-term environmental risks.